Hey folks, welcome to another live stream right here on the old trusty and not rusty Seneca 2D live stream website. I am your host with some of the most tonight. My name is Barnabas Warnoff. I am the chair of Taffy, but tonight I'm the coordinator of the Seneca 2D stream. Now this is our third year stream of cartoon makers right here at Seneca College, right here in Toronto, Canada. Although we're all in our own basements and bedrooms and attics and alleyways right now all over the world as we make cartoons during the next stretch, the next adventure of this pandemic. So we're all here, but we managed to make 4 great leicas that we're going to premiere to you guys tonight. These are not on the internet. You can't download them. You can't BitTorrent them. They're not out there. They are on our Discord, but that's private, and you guys can't get in there. So we're going to share them with you tonight. It's going to be a treat. I might say, and I am going to say, that these are the strongest films that we're ever making. Now they're not done yet, so I'm not going to say that they're done, and I'm not going to say that they are the strongest, because I don't know. They might just blow it for the second half, but otherwise they're not going to. They're going to be incredible. The rigs are amazing, the characters are amazing, the cartoons, the storytelling is amazing, and we're going to meet those grads right now. But first, we're going to do a bit of thanking. We're going to thank some of the faculty that's been helping mentor these students. These grad students right here at Seneca College make these cartoons. So we got Rui, who's helping on storyboard and drawing. We got Anda, who's helping on rigging. We got Zub, who's helping on script. We got Steph and Gnome, who are helping on designs. We got Macasans, who are helping on life drawing. All these great teachers are helping, and they've been mentored for the past 3 years in Seneca. We have Sean Craig, who's our coordinator. We have Mark Jones, who's our chair. We got Kurt Muller, who's our dean. We got everybody. We got the pick of all the great teachers and all the great instructors here to mentor these guys. But it's not about us tonight. I'm gonna quit talking because it's not about me. It's about these great grad students. So we're gonna check them out. We're gonna say hi to them, and we're gonna check out their leicas. You guys want to? And light up that chat if you guys can. Put in some weird stuff. Let's get things going. Let's get things flowing. This is another lovely live stream right here in Seneca 2D. So let's meet the grads. Here they are. Say hi, folks.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at them all. A bunch
Big
of
time.
musical
Oh, yeah.
squares in there. Where's everybody broadcasting from tonight? Shout out some things. Are we in Toronto? Are we outside Toronto? Anybody outside of the province right now?
Toronto.
Toronto.
Bradford.
Richmond Hill.
Scarborough.
Woodbridge.
Ottawa.
Woodbridge,
Go
Ottawa.
Brampton.
So lots
Browntown gang, let's go.
of good folks. So you guys stoked about showing these leicas to the world? Are you feeling shy about it? Are you excited, or how are you feeling?
Pumped. Let's do
Body
this.
is ready.
Yeah.
Let's get it over with.
Yeah, we used to do this in person at Seneca. We used to have a big auditorium and we'd play it. Did you guys go there when we were in first year for the Leica screening? Anybody been to one in person? Or is this Life is Live? Life is live stream.
I've gone to one.
Yeah.
I've never been
Was
to one.
there before? I've been though. So
Was there before?
Uh-huh. Well, there was a before. And the idea with tonight is, these films aren't perfect. They're on their way to becoming films. But without you, the audience, we don't know what these films are like. So we want you guys to think about these films and to analyze these films. Did they make sense? Did you get lost at any point? Were characters bats and you didn't know they were bats? And was that an important storytelling moment or not? But start thinking about, are these cartoons confusing you at all? Because if they are, then we still have some work to do. Or if you followed the whole thing and it's great and it made sense, then that's great. So either way, we want you guys to tell us what you liked and what you didn't like. Or if there was something strange and unusual, because you don't know. So anyway, let's get into things. Anything else you guys want to say? Say hi to Mom. Do you guys want to wave to your parents and your friends that are watching right now?
Hi.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, everybody. Hello, everybody.
Hello, because that's the real thing. Your parents, who knows where they are right now? They're all over the place, all over this big gray world, saying hi. So that's great. All right, so let's pull it down. We're gonna pull it into our first film right now. We're gonna pull in the director of that first film. So Mikayla, the rest of you guys scram. We'll pull you back in. So we're gonna pull Mikayla in. Tell us a little bit.
Hi.
Hey, Mikayla.
So, our first film is called Laundro Monster. And we're going to be following a little girl named Daisy Bell on her first trip to the laundromat to wash her teddy. But the thing is she's a little bit scared. And her fears are amplified when she finds something a little unsavory, a little sinister inside one of the machines. Will she be able to wash her teddy? Will she get over her fears? Who's to say? Who knows? We're gonna find out.
Okay. So, teddies, laundromats, and moms and monsters. So, how'd you come up with this idea? Where did it come from? Were you always fascinated with washing machines? Do you own a washing machine?
I do own, well, not personally, but I have one at home that's pretty cool. Does a cool little beep when it's done.
Yeah. Is it scary though?
It's kind of, no, it's just, well, they're scary when they're broken. Have you heard them when they're like off the fritz? They're really spooky.
Yeah, spooky when they're moldy and they slowly poison you.
Yeah.
Those front loaders, you got to keep them open or they get mold.
Yeah. Not a fan. I came up with the idea though. I always wanted to make an animatic to this one song called Cabinet Man by Lemon Demon. If anyone in the chat knows it, light up the chat. But it follows a story about an arcade machine, a sinister arcade machine. So I thought, well, if I can't do that because that's already been done, I'll just do a laundry machine. So that's where that idea came from.
Okay, fantastic. So, but how did it match? Like, that's a song, and this is not a music video. So how did that go? You just felt like the same kind of thing, same kind of haunting machinery. Yeah,
a haunting, seemingly sort of innocent but not quite vibe. That's what I wanted to go for. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we'll check it out, and we'll come back with your team and learn a little bit more. But thank you, Mikayla. So we are gonna watch right now, folks, Laundro Monster. Right here at the old Seneca 2D.
Woo woo!
Woo woo!
Here we are at the laundromat, the place where everything filthy comes to get cleaned. Today, little Daisy Belle is going to wash her teddy. Oh, but she's a bit scared. Teddy is filthy, and filthy things must go in the laundry. Mum urges Daisy to do the wash herself. Look, Daisy, there's an empty one. Go on, Daisy. Remember what Mum said. Filthy things must go in the laundry. Oh, good. You found a machine. Mum is proud of Daisy for washing Teddy. He's not done in the wash. Silly Daisy. Whoopsie, Mum overstuffed the machine. Everything is spilling out. Oh, it seems to be broken. Teddy's not quite done in the wash, but he'll be clean soon. Little Daisy is back for her second visit to the laundromat. It looks like Teddy is almost done in the wash. Oh, be careful, Daisy. That's a lot of laundry. Mum broke the machine doing that earlier. You don't want to cut Teddy's wash short, do you? Daisy? Look at you. You're filthy. Remember what Mum learned that in the end, everything needs to get washed.
Wait, dude. Oh.
And we are back. Laundro Monster, folks. Give it up. Let's get some canned applause going. All right, so let's introduce the team around here. So Mikayla, you're director. What else did you do?
I was director, I was story lead, and I'm going to be animation lead when we start animating.
Oh, hardcore.
And we also got Emma Bickle, production manager, character lead, color lead. Yeah.
Yeah, Mikayla just introduced me. But yeah,
Sorry, I took your job.
I am the production manager and the character designer, so I'm going to introduce Shayla. Go ahead.
Hello. I am the layout lead and the prop designers. That's all I have. I'm gonna introduce Anthony.
Hi, I'm working on character design, also a little bit of layout and sound effects. I'm going to introduce Valerie.
Hi, I'm Valerie. I did props, layouts, rigs, and I'm going to be doing special effects for the film. Julia's next.
Hi, I'm Julia. I was a co-layout lead with Shayla. I worked on props, mostly the teddy bear design, and working on some rigging. Going to be doing some animation. Yeah. And who is left? Alex. I'm going to introduce Alex.
Hello. I'm going to be doing animation. I worked on some props, and I found the sound effects for the film, and that's it. And I'll introduce Kristen.
Hi, I'm Kristen. I'm rigging lead, comp lead, and storyboard lead, and I did a bunch of other stuff on the film. But yeah.
Fantastic.
Did we introduce Young? Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the last. Yeah, I did some of the storyboarding, and I did some of the rigging for the props as well.
Okay, great. We got the whole team here. So welcome, guys. So that's a lot of fun so far in the boards. Let's jump right into the art then, and we'll show a little bit of what's going on, and then people can know a little bit, maybe more what's happening.
Sure. I will share screen. Here she is. I'm assuming you're seeing it.
Almost. Yeah, we're good.
Laundro Monster. I'm sure you recognize that from the poster. So, quick synopsis. I'm sure you all know, but you just saw it. But we followed Daisy Bell on her first visit to the laundromat, washing her teddy. Her mom's trying to teach her the importance of doing the laundry, but she's so scared. But her fears prove to be valid when she finds something a little unsavory inside one of the machines. Will she be able to get over her fears and wash teddy? The Laundro Monster doesn't think so. So, some inspiration material that we have. Mostly it was a lot of content that's seemingly innocent and for children, but gets a little messed up. Don't hug me, I'm scared. Those puppets on the side here. It's a very messed up series. If you want to watch it on YouTube, it's a little creepy. But yeah, some good creepy content. There's some early design development. Probably don't recognize the mom very much. She changed a lot. And we got the Laundro Monster over here, little Daisy. Here's some of the design development. Emma, if you want to talk about maybe some of your character, because you got the mom quite a ways.
Oh my god, she went through so many changes. Daisy didn't as much. Yeah, nope, no necks. That's the only rule in our whole film. No necks, not allowed. So, yeah, that really went through, and she got it butt upgrade. Greatest assets of ever. So yeah.
Yeah.
Butt grade.
And Anthony did the lovely washing machine. So Anthony, tell us.
Yeah, so yes, I worked on the concept of the laundry machine. I worked on the rotation, and I explored a bit of the design as well of Mikayla's design of the Laundro Monster. Also, funny enough, I wanted to mention at the time when we were making this film, my washing machine actually broke down, and I started visiting a laundromat for the first time. Like I've never been to one, and I got like a full like hands-on experience, just like observing the different washing machines, and like little buttons, and like the also the inside as well, like the barrel. It was like yeah, like really fun stuff.
That's great.
Yeah, and also I also worked on the like the monster design as well when it gets all like berserk. I had a bit of trouble with like the arms of it because it was looking a bit like too friendly, not so scary. I got some help from Mikayla, Kristen, and Alex of feedback of what I can do to approach it, and now it's definitely looking a lot more scarier and creepy, more angular, and yeah, a lot more better now.
Very good. Very good story. Here is our lineup of characters, quote unquote, the machine being one of them, because it kind of is. Yeah. Some more designs. These lovely poses and expressions from Emma.
Ooh, yeah, she is so fun to just pose. Just the best. And she gets into some really great stuff when we put her in memes. So, yeah, you'll see that later.
She's a little funny gal. Oh, not too far. Corpse.
It's our corpse, guys. Does
Yeah.
it look
is.
familiar at all? Does it look like somebody we know?
Anyway.
I don't know. A little bit, I think.
I don't know. Put your guesses in chat.
Yeah, guesses in chat.
Who's
Here's
the,
some.
who's the dead body?
Who's to
I don't know,
say?
Barney. Who
It's
is
a
it?
dead body.
I don't
It's a
know,
corpse.
Barney.
Nothing said.
You put me in there?
No,
I don't know.
Buddy.
I don't know.
maybe.
Hopefully you're not fortune tellers.
Yes, of course, we can't tell.
Uh-huh.
Once you're dead, you become nothing.
Yeah, we all did our little. We've been doing some little our own characters put into the background and into missing posters that we're gonna have during the credits. Sounds fun. Props. Props to our props people. Valerie, Shayla, Alex. Our prop development. Julia's very sweet and good teddy bear rotation.
The goal is to make him look as like traumatized as possible.
I think we called it the trauma bear.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
called him the
Yeah, nickname Trauma Bear.
Love Trauma Bear. Oh yeah, we had some clothing hanger and sock bits here, sock props that Valerie did, but sadly that was cut, so that is gone.
Sad, but it was good.
It was good. Here's some early location development that I did over the summer that everyone expanded upon. Here's some more from the boards. Some more. This lovely outer sketch from Kristen and from Julia. Some sweet color stuff from Valerie.
And memes.
Some sweet.
Etchies.
Yeah, thank you, Gnome, for a bunch of the ones on the right. I love how Gnome draws the mom.
Oh, puppet.
No one really brought the characters like to the next level.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
helped
yes.
us, yeah.
Definitely helped us. Helped us out
They
a lot.
look,
No
they
neck.
look like Muppets.
Yeah. Thank you for listening, and join our team. Hey second years, join our team if you want. Email us, message us, DM us. Do it. Psst, come here.
Come here, kids. Nothing to worry about. Just come here.
That doesn't sound threatening at all.
I mean, that fits well with the theme.
So yeah, so these guys recruit some second years to help out. So if you're a second year at Seneca and you want to learn a little bit about cartoon production, you're interested in the 2D stream, and you have some time on your hands, which I don't know how you would, but help out. All 4 of these films are looking for some interns to help them out, either with some animation, some background painting, whatever you need. So you can go back and check it out. So that's great. So I'm just going to throw a couple questions out here, and then we're going to grab some questions from the audience here too. But I'm going to say, with this cartoon, I mean, it's kind of a creepy creepy cartoon. There's dead bodies in washing machines. What's the balance here? What's too creepy? What's not creepy enough? Who are you trying to, like, who's your audience? And is there a too far, or is it whatever goes?
I'd say audience, I think comparatively, I was comparing a lot to Invader Zim, which is meant for children, or I guess preteens, but has some pretty dark moments. And I think that's the kind of vibe we're going for, where appearance looks safe and friendly and for children, but it's got some moments of spooky, gory goodness.
Okay.
I always relate it back to Coraline, just because it's that kind of vibe to me. You know, it is for kids, but like it's also creepy.
Yeah.
I think it can be enjoyed like across ages.
Fun for the whole family.
All right, fine.
Yes,
Just don't take your family to that laundromat. So,
with the introduction with the narrator, he kind of sets the stage, and you wanted to set it up so it's pretty straight, and you don't expect that it gets this dark. Do you guys think that you're hitting a good balance on that? Do you think with the missing posters at the beginning that you're giving way too much, or just the right amount?
I feel like we don't hold on the missing posters for too long at the beginning. It's just kind of putting the seed in, you know? What do you guys think?
I think it's a pretty good balance, because like just having it like you're like, huh, that's a little weird, so it like sticks in your mind, but like it just kind of is in the back and you don't really think about it when you're like seeing the rest of the beginning. So
I think it's something more you think back to at the end and you're like, oh yeah, there was missing posters.
Do you think they came here? Do you think they always come here to the laundromat, and this is the first time that Daisy has to do her thing, but she helped out before, or do you think she never came before?
I think this is her very first time to laundromat.
Yeah.
I mean, also seeing her mom's behavior at the laundromat, she clearly does not get laundromat etiquette.
No.
No.
No, there is an etiquette.
There is.
For many years in Toronto, I had to go to a laundromat and do all my washing, and I took so much and like take up all these machines, and people look at you bad. It was.
Oh no.
It's a thing. Good colors. How did you guys start with the colors? There's a lot of cool colors and purples. Was that influenced by a certain style like Invader Zim, or what are you drawing from in that?
I think initially I was doing some research over the summer at laundromats, and just the cool, you know, those 90s cups that have the little purple swirl, the little blue cyan swirl on it. That was the vibe I'm going for. You know what I'm talking about? That's it.
I put a poll out here. Apparently you can do that. We said, what should the teddy bear name be? And Zub got 83%, and Sean got 17%.
Trauma Zub Bear.
Trauma Zub Bear.
Trauma Zub Bear.
All right, we're gonna end that poll on that. That's the winner.
Yeah, it's Zub Bear.
All right. Great. That's cool. Anybody else want to touch on anything? Some people said yes. Anybody else? Any other thoughts, questions, concerns? Did anybody not understand anything? Teal and purple. People are jumping in. Any other questions that's unclear about it? I think like overall it is pretty clear. I think that mom needs to mess up that washing machine a little bit more.
Yeah, a little more havoc.
But I think that's coming along pretty good.
People keep asking who the narrator was.
Oh, like who voiced it?
Yeah.
I wonder.
Apparently they put me in the washing machine and then asked me to narrate it. I didn't know I was in the washing machine.
I mean, that was half the point why we want you to narrate it, actually. So, because you are the washing machine now.
So is the dead body the actual ghost then? Or he's just chewing on a dead body? That was just the last person.
That's just a dead body.
He's just chewing on a corpse.
Little young Daisy Bell visiting the laundromat.
She is.
Yeah, there's a question Sean's asking. When the girl returned, was the laundry closed, or is it just dark at nighttime?
It was closed, yes.
Yeah, and it is nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
We did have a close sign on it, but maybe we didn't like
Hold on it enough.
Hold on it long enough. Yeah.
Well, it mysteriously opens for her, just like the laundry machine mysteriously opens as well. So there's a lot of these. There's a lot of these signs that just mysteriously come off.
It beckons her.
Mm-hmm.
It just needs something to chew on again.
Yeah, we need some bubble gum, some daisy gum.
Where did the people go when they get chewed?
Into the abyss.
Yeah.
The abyss of flesh and gore.
Flesh abyss.
Whatever digestive system a Laundro Monster has.
Yeah.
All
Do we
right.
need to make an anatomy sketch of the Laundro Monster?
Where it goes.
Oh, maybe. Oh, no.
Figure out its skeleton. Uh-oh.
So next semester, basically, we're going to go into direction on this cartoon. Some of these guys that said they were going to be riggers. They're going to be building the actual puppets for these characters. There's people going to be painting the backgrounds. There's people that are going to be doing special effects, like Valerie was saying.
Lots of effects for Valerie.
Yeah.
All the effects.
And then people are rigging props. So with a cartoon, there's a lot of different layers that are coming into play, but you can check it out. So I think that's all the time we have for you guys, but thank you so much. Well done, everybody. Another round of applause. That's great. And we're gonna pull in Jamie from the next film. So thank you guys.
Bye.
We'll see you later in Spatial.
Hello, Barney.
Hello, Jamie. Welcome. So tell us
Hello,
about
how
this
are
film. Rangi, get out of here,
this-
you rascal.
Sik Faan in Cantonese is kind of like a call to dinner time for families. So the film is about a father and son that are grieving the loss of their wife/mother. And the dad's really going through it, and the son's going above and beyond to try to get his dad to like get back to normal. And you'll see in the film if it works or not.
Okay, well, that's the challenge. Does it work? Do you guys feel anything? Is it the next up? Is it the next bow? We'll have to see. Where did you come up with this idea? Because I mean, it's sad. Sad films are, they tug at your heartstrings. Were you always like, I want to go into third year and I want to make the saddest fucking film?
I'm just an emotional person. No, I definitely wanted to have a film that like surrounded family, of course. And so happens that I just really love food, and I guess I tied two and two together, and I didn't expect to be a director, but here we are, and I'm very proud of my team.
And are you posed directly in front of your kitchen? Is that your actual kitchen behind you?
It is my actual kitchen. I live here. I didn't go to someone's house.
That's pretty good. That's timely right there. All right. And is it like, did someone pass away in your family? Is that wrong to ask? But how do you pull at these emotions on this kind of a thing?
I mean, there was a rough 2 years where like there was a few passes in the family, and I think that is unfortunately something that brought families together. So I think especially during COVID, this was probably a good film to have.
Okay, yeah, that's good. So let's introduce your film.
All right, this is Sik Faan.
Thank you. You're watching it right here, right in the old 2D stream.
Sik Faan. Sik Faan.
And we are back. All right, folks. I'm throwing out another poll here. Was it sad enough? Was it not sad enough? Did anybody cry? And Jamie, who I'm going to introduce right now, spilled a little beans right here. Jamie, what did you make today?
I made a little beef noodle soup in my pressure cooker today, and after the stream, I'll plate it up and show you after.
Incredible. All right, Jamie, what else did you do? So you're the director.
I am the director. I did a little bit of rigging. I did a bit of the storyboard, and then for the characters, I did the paintings and colors for them. And my beautiful producer and character lead, Courtney, also helped out.
So I was character lead and production manager. Jamie and I are working as a great team here. Very proud of us. When we start getting into more animation, I'll be the animation lead. And then kind of bits and pieces here and there, a little bit of storyboard, a little bit of rigging, lots to go around. And I'll hand it off to Mario.
Hello. Yeah, I was the lead storyboard artist. I did most of the drawings and the boards, fixed the revs, and we basically bounced it around a couple times. And I worked on some other stuff, rigs and props, but when everything begins, we're just gonna have a hand on everything. So, yeah, Arruni, on to you.
And so I worked on a bit of everything, a little bit by little bit. Hopefully trying to work more on animation when the second term starts. So I'm going to introduce Caroline next.
I worked on rigging and I helped with characters posing and stuff. And yeah, Rangi.
Hi, so I'm did a little bit with storyboard and like working on the layout, especially the prop designs. Yeah, and this is Bree.
Hi, I'm Bree. I was layout lead, well, I am layout lead, and I did a lot of I'm doing the colors as well, so the BG colors, and I'm also doing a lot of the visual development stuff.
Oh, team.
Nice. All right, let's throw it up. Let's throw some of your work up. We'll talk a little bit about all this great art you guys are talking about, but I want to see it. I'm a visual learner.
Yes, so here is our slide, our poster, done by the amazing Bree, the queen of 3D and layouts. So Sik Faan is an animated short that surrounds Ying, a grumpy old father, and his son Lee, an eager, kind-hearted young man who are grieving over their wife/mother, Mina. Here was a bit of the inspiration behind the film. We took a little bit from Up, a little bit from Bow, some Ratatouille for the flashback. Basically a lot of Pixar Disney films that had a lot to do with like family, food specifically, and kind of that sentimental stuff, you know, that softy stuff. These were the early concept character designs that I pitched to the team. We had a lot to work on. We went through a bunch of stages of character design. That was probably our biggest challenge in our film, but our character lead, Courtney, did some amazing work. Courtney, I'm just gonna toss it off to you.
So when we started going into developing the character designs a little bit more, we wanted to try and keep a little bit of that same feel that Jamie originally had in her designs, but we just wanted them to be a little bit more cohesive, and feel a lot more unified and working together. So we went through a lot of different exploration. We tried to do some designs that were more like Pixar style and really experiment with a lot of that shape language within the characters. We got a lot of help from Steph. Shout out to Steph. Thank you.
Steph.
So we kind of just went in a lot of different directions until we started to come towards where we finally ended up.
And here are some more explorations. Courtney did a lot of shape exploration specifically, and then I would just paint them in the style that I originally had for the pitch. Caroline did some amazing work with the poses and hands. Since we have a lot of cooking scenes, Caroline really killed it with like making sure all the hands made sense. Yeah, and because it is not a lot of action in our film, we needed a lot of subtle acting and the facial expressions to really carry the emotion. And then these are our final designs. I love them, basically. We have a bit of a costume change for them, but they're great. And then next, we have layout inspiration. Basically, a lot of Chinese kitchens was what we referenced. Cluttered, but like everything has a place for a reason, but still very messy. In the beginning, we had an exterior shot in our storyboard, but we cut that scene. It wasn't really necessary, but our layout lead, Bree, drew these up. And then I'm just gonna send it off to Bree to explain her layout.
So for the layouts, I found them like a little bit challenging, mostly because we wanted to kind of communicate that someone had passed, so you still want to be able to show that the house is cozy, that the mom lived there, but at the same time you still want to be able to show that kind of feels a little bit more empty without her. So I did a lot of like explorations. I did a lot of like just different variations of the house. We used Blender for the actual house design, more so to save time on, doing the perspective and for just the whole team to be able to communicate which is where and what it should look like. And it's just like a really great tool to be able to kind of make sure that everyone is on the same page. But I had a lot of fun designing it just because like I really got to make everything, like from the couches to the tables to the urn, everything was like designed and there was a lot of thought put into it. So I had a lot of fun with that, even though it was a little challenging.
Yeah, and then this is our final that Bree rendered out in Blender with all the colors in it. And this is going to help us a lot when it comes to pulling shots from the layouts for the storyboard as well. We just basically can just move the camera around anywhere on Blender and we can figure out perspective-wise of how the backgrounds will look in the kitchen/living room. Yeah. And then Rangi, our beautiful, amazing prop queen, basically drew out all the props for us. Rangi, I'm just gonna throw it at you. You want to talk about the props a bit?
Like I was working on the props, like based on our Leica. So I have the idea about like what kind of angle we really want. And yeah, I also like did a lot of the research on the props. Then I try to like design the props with the color that catch our form style. Yeah, and also like think about what kind of the style the mom would like to use in the house. Yeah, and based on this thinking, this is how the props come from.
Yeah, so we are a very prop heavy film and we have lots of props to rig. So Rangi made it very easy for us to figure out which angles we needed for the props. And then here are the color scripts, basically how our film will be colored, which palette we use, and lighting. I think lighting and color is going to be a huge thing that drives the emotion from sad to happy. So Bree killed it with these color scripts and did an amazing job showing how we should light and color our film. And that is basically it. So if there is any second years out there that love drawing kitchen layouts from Zub's class, please send us your portfolio, your demo reel. We would love to have you draw some kitchens, draw some living rooms, paint backgrounds, or animate. And yeah, that's everything.
Nice job, guys. Beautiful work. So when
job, team.
yeah, so when you guys are making this film next semester, you have these characters. What's involved with rigging? Let's just talk about that because rigging sometimes is a bit of a strange word.
Rigging. So for our rig team, we're all kind of going at it because since we do have 3 characters to rig and a bunch of props, we have Caroline, me, and Courtney kind of being the leads on everything for character-wise, and the team going on with the props. Rigging's going to be interesting because we do have a lot of close-ups and chopping scenes and cooking. So we're gonna mix a bit of traditional as well as rigging to make sure we can make it as realistic as possible, so it looks not robot-y, you know?
Mm-hmm. And rigging is basically putting bones and putting deformers so you can stretch stuff on the outside of shapes for people that have no idea what we're talking about. Building the rig. The puppet, if you will. All right. The rest of you guys, this is Bree's idea. You guys came on board. You're like, yes, I want to work on something that's sad and makes people cry all semester. Is it hard to kind of stay motivated or to find yourself in a film like this, or does it inspire because it is such a touching film that's from the heart? What do you guys feel? Either way. No pressure.
I think as a team, our goal was to make someone cry. Like, we constantly said that while making the storyboard, and I hope everybody can agree with me, but we really want someone to sob at the end of it, or at least remind them of family, you know?
So what are some of the moments that you think are the saddest in here, the most heartfelt or the most real? Are there a couple key moments where you're like, this is the moment, and when we have the music or we have the sound effects or we have that touching or whatever, what are your moments?
I think probably when the dad comes to the table, that's probably like one of the biggest moments because like that's near the end and he finally gets the dish, his mom's signature dish. The son makes it correctly, and it brings him to the table, and it kind of just reminds him of his past wife, and he shares a meal with his son, and it's very heartfelt. But I think it's needed. It's a good part of the film, I think.
Mm-hmm. So the last part where they goes to the meat. Any other times that's heartfelt?
I think just like being able at the very end, but for me it was mostly like them two sharing the meal together, because it kind of like when we all eat dinner with our families, it kind of goes back to that, like food really brings us all together, whether it's family or friends. So just that part in general, you don't even have to have like a relative that passes away. It's just being able, to be with family. That's really relatable to everyone else.
Mm-hmm. For me, watching this, the part that gets me is just that the second shot, I think, where the son goes and he puts his hand on his dad's shoulder and his dad just like looks away. That to me, that's a real moment, and it really kind of gets me there. And I think from the get-go, your second shot, you're having a real kind of emotional thing. And I think once you guys hit animation and really touch on the subtleties, then you're going to get some waterworks happening. Then you'll be like, yes, cry. It'll get all these tears, and then you can sell them on YouTube Marketplace.
Exactly.
Perfect. Yeah, Sean saying the shadow moving over the portrait. Nice. From the get-go.
Did you cry?
Did Sean cry?
Everybody, show us your tears.
Let's put the other poll out there. What was the hardest part to get across in here? Was there a hard part? Was there a part that it just wasn't reading, or they had to redo, or it still isn't working? Is there a part that's troubling you? Jamie?
I think in the beginning, the script was quite emotional, but we were losing a little bit of that in like the Leica. We definitely needed Courtney to throw in that character acting. She did the scene where the dad reaches out for the arm, and I think that scene, Courtney really killed that. Yeah, we were losing a bit of emotion, but eventually we found it. We definitely can still work and play around with it a bit more, but I think we found that touching scene again, which is what we wanted from the script.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Touching films are hard. to me. I mean, writing jokes and like farts and things, that's like, yeah, making people laugh, but making people cry, that's the other spectrum of side of things. So then getting both of those, I mean, you should get a couple of good fart jokes in the middle, but no, don't do that. But it's tough. I think this is a tough film. Like the film Valet last year, it dealt with a heavy topic of, losing one's memory, and grandmothers. Grandmothers are going to get you every time. That's where you're going to get the tears. So good on you. It's a great film. It's an emotional film. I saw Quinn say in the chat, standing ovation, and that's a nice thing to hear when you're showing just your Leica too. So congratulations, you guys. It's looking great. It's looking beautiful. The designs are great. The story's really coming together. Thumbs up.
And shout out to my dad for voice acting.
Totally. What's your dad's name?
Alan.
Alan. Is he watching?
Alan. I hope so. He better be.
Is he like in the other room? Alan?
I think, no, I don't live with my parents, but they're probably at home watching.
Okay. All right. And if not, then that's awkward. Let's bring in Ellie, the director of the next film. Thank you guys. Sik Faan. Ellie. Let's keep this thing rolling. Keep the sadness rolling. All right, Ellie. Tell us about this film. Is it as sad? Are we all going to cry again? I can't take it. I can't take all this sadness.
I think our film was a little heartwarming. I wouldn't say it's as sad, but I mean, it's got its moments.
All right, so
nice
well, what are we in for, and how'd you come up with it?
Yeah, so our film is called Ursa. I came up with this idea like a long while ago, and it's always something I wanted to make into like a film or a bigger concept. So I'm like really grateful that I got the opportunity to do this and work with a bunch of like really great people to help me out with it. The inspiration for the film is inspired by just like folklore and kind of like traditional storybooks, kind of like children's storybooks kind of vibe. A lot of that aesthetic.
Okay. And if you don't notice my shirt, then you can watch this film. But I chose my wardrobe for this film, which doesn't say much.
Thank you for showing your support.
That's great. All right, so we're going to come back with the team, but that sounds good. Do you want to say anything about the cartoon then? You want to introduce it?
Oh, yeah,
Set
sure.
the stage.
This is Ursa. Or should I say a little bit?
Yeah, give a little hint on what we're going to see, too.
Sorry.
Don't give it away.
Our film was about a young man named Orion, and he's working really hard to become a hunter, but he's not very good at it. When he encounters a large bear in the forest, he thinks this is his opportunity to prove himself. But when he starts tracking it, he finds something that he could have never imagined. So we'll be in for that.
Okay, Ursa, and we'll be back with the team right in a moment. You're watching the Seneca 2D stream. Huh? Oh. Nobody's talking
Shit.
about next. We're back. All right, folks. Beauty job overall. Let's bring it to the team here. So, Ellie, you directed it. What else did you work on this fantastic thing?
Yeah, so I did a lot of design stuff, had a hand in layout, a lot of asset design, just making the film, making sure it looks very pretty. I also helped with rigging some props, cleaned up some storyboards. I'm blanking on what else I did, but yeah, that's essentially.
All right. Pass it around. Pass that torch.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna pass it over to Leslie.
Hello, I'm Leslie. I am one of the production managers for the film, and I did a little bit of design and a little bit of storyboard, a little bit of everything. I'm going to pass it over to Vincent.
Hello, I am, as aforementioned, Vincent. I am production manager along with Leslie. Next semester will be animation lead, and I kind of just helped out wherever I could. Next is Miranda.
Hi, I'm Miranda. I am a storyboard lead. I worked on some really early stages of the bear design. I am doing some rigging for a prop. And I also wanted to introduce Hazel, who isn't here today, but was also a storyboard lead and a great help for the storyboard as well. Props to Hazel. And also did prop design as well. And I'm going to pass it on to Amy.
Hey, my name's Amy. I was a character lead for our boy Orion. I did a couple of other stuff here and there. Going to be doing animation next semester, and I'd like to pass it over to my main man, Constant.
Thanks, Amy. My name's Constant, and I helped with designing some of the hands and poses and posing, and I also helped to rig some of the props. And when we move into production, I'll be the 2D effects animation lead next semester, and I'll pass it off to Catherine.
Hi, I'm Catherine. I was the layout lead, so I designed a lot of the trees, the forest. I did the color scripts, and also helped out with prop design here and there. And I'll pass it over to Jhanine.
Hi, I'm Jhanine. I'm the reading lead, and I helped a bit of the storyboard cleanup. And when we go to the production, I'll do a bit of the animation. Yeah.
I think that's everyone.
That's everybody. All right.
Everyone.
Perfect. So let's throw into some art, and then we'll talk about what you guys are working on.
Yeah, Leslie's just gonna share our stuff. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so here's our stuff.
Whoa, new logo too. That looks nice.
Yeah, we spent a long time designing that. My gallery, my gallery is filled with different versions of Ursa.
It looks so good though.
Yeah, I'm super happy with how it turned out.
And
yeah,
Amy did this wonderful poster. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Appreciate that. It was very fun to do.
It's so beautiful. Love it. Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, our film is about a young man named Orion going into the woods to hunt down a bear in order to prove himself a worthy hunter. But what he finds is quite more sinister than he could have imagined. And as you saw, it was a ginormous, horrible monster trying to steal eyes from people. So, yeah.
Which is in the chat, we asked, has anybody had their eye eaten by a monster? And 86% of people said yes, their eye has been eaten by another eye in the woods.
Hate when that happens.
To the best of us.
I felt that.
So inconvenient.
Happens to me all the time.
That was a regular Tuesday.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
inspiration.
you can move into some, inspiration. So as I said before, a lot of the stuff was inspired by like folklore, mythology, and very like traditional storybook kind of art style. So we have things like Wolfwalkers, The Last Unicorn, sorry, I blanked on the name. A lot of stuff from the studio that did Wolfwalkers. I couldn't blank on the name, sorry.
Love
and Brave.
Cartoon Saloon. They're the best.
Yes, thanks, Amy.
So good.
Save
So
me.
good.
Yeah, a lot of these films I think capture kind of that like fantasy kind of feel, which is a big inspiration for the film. Yeah, and also just the gorgeous layouts that a lot of these films have. I wanted the layouts to look just like fantastic when you look at them. I want you to just go like, wow, I want to be in that forest. So yeah, yeah. So here's some of our layout inspiration. Catherine did some like really stunning color keys for this, and concept art as well. On the side there, that's an early concept art I had done over the summer for the film. Yeah, for the colors, we wanted each actor in the film to kind of encapsulate a different feeling and mood. So at the beginning, there's like a sunset kind of going more into the evening as the story goes on. As the monster emerges, there's more red to like up the emotion and make the feeling really tense. As he's going into the cliff, there's just like a deeper blue just to show the nighttime. And by the end of the film, there's just a very calm, nice blue to show that things are peaceful now and everything is as it should be.
Yeah, Catherine went off with these color keys, and with
Get on
Ellie's
here, Catherine.
example layout, we're also loving the texture here. We want to play with texture a lot, keeping that forest looking really like natural, foresty, very magical. That's the goal.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, here's some more. Oh, sorry, Leslie.
Sorry, here's some more like concept art stuff. We have some more trees that Catherine did, and also some more of those finished trees by Ellie, and then some poster stuff, an example layout by Vincent, and just lots of trees. We're just playing with trees. We're making that forest look wild, look crazy, look really textured and fun. Like we want to make it like a magical forest, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Just
like its own
playing around.
character.
Yeah. Here's some early concept art for Orion, and also another early concept art that I had done for film. Yeah, Amy, do you want to talk a bit about your thought process?
Sure. Yeah. I was a character lead on our guy Orion here, and I like to take things in like a realistic part and then go all the way cartoony again. So it was a bit of a journey trying to figure out like what time period is this set in, what are the costumes going to look like, how do we convey the age of our character. And it went in kind of like a very circular nature, because I kind of went like with all these 19th century illustrations here, just figuring out all the coats and the hairstyles and the facial hair especially. Do we want to make them look younger? Do we want to make them look older? And when you go to the next slide, you kind of see like it went back a lot more to like that rounded, short, squat kind of guy. And I love the way that he turned out. I think we incorporated the shape language of Cartoon Saloon a lot, but we also did it in like our own kind of like storybook style, and it looks really, really cool. And especially with the texture, I think it worked out really great. It portrays a lot about his character just by looking at him, which I think worked out really, really well.
I agree. Amy did such a good job cleaning up the rotation and just like getting his shape language down. And he's so cute and he looks so appealing. And I love how he turned out. And I think we're all very happy with him as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We went through a lot. Thanks, Gnome.
True.
Oh, and we have a couple sketches too. We love these guys. We just had to show how much we love them.
Yeah, here's
Didn't know we were actually putting this in here, but yeah, here's some moves.
It's cute.
Yeah, we have some fun little concept stuff that Concept did. We have the little emoji in the middle of Orion and Ursa, just like hanging out. They're cute.
Merch coming soon.
Lovers, yeah.
I think we have more of the bear stuff next. Love it.
Also, Amy's Catboy Orion, you gotta love him.
Catboy!
Catboy.
The only Seneca film with a Catboy.
True.
It's very period accurate, all right?
Anyway, yeah.
Oh, big time texture.
Mm-hmm.
That
so
was.
one of the style. Oh, sorry. One of the style things I wanted to have for this film was having a texture overlay on the characters. I did this just because I wanted to again like go in that sort of like traditional storybook illustrative direction, and I was really inspired by Eric Carle for this sort of thing. Yeah, and I thought just doing this would make the film like really stand out, really pop, and set it apart from a lot of like student films that you usually see. And I had a lot of fun.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I had a lot of fun doing these. Vincent also did some really nice textures. They're in the bottom. They're the final ones for the bear. Vincent, I don't know if you want to talk about those a little bit.
Yeah, that was my favorite part. I rigged Ursa and to just play with the textures and finally bust out like, I'm trying to look, probably have it here. I'm not going to find it. Yeah, including traditional media in rigged and puppet digital animation is very nice. Enjoy it. Good stuff. Yeah, tasty.
So we've got some more design stuff of Ursa here. I think we started out, Ellie had like a great design at the beginning, and then Miranda played with it, and then I think I roughed it out a bit more, and then Vincent ended up cleaning it. So it's been through a couple people, but we tried to make him look pretty like cute and appealing, but you know there's points where he's a bear, he's ferocious. So it was kind of fun just playing with, designing like a moon bear, posing him out so he's cute, but he's also a little bit, he's kind of intimidating. He's a bear,
Like a little punk bear, like a little want to prove to his mom he's a real bear.
You want to get into scary creatures, though. I think we have all like the monster stuff next, and they're pretty weird.
Yes, here's our little egg guy. He's fun. Amy did some really nice sketches for him down there. Look at all his like experimental stuff. So fun.
He's so freaky.
He's just a little guy.
Where's he from?
Where's he from?
Yeah.
That's the mystery.
The magical forest.
It's the subtlety.
Wisconsin?
Where are any of us from?
He just lives there. He just lives in the forest.
Is he just going to go and try to get somebody else's eye next?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Or maybe he'll learn his lesson. Who knows? Maybe we can discuss that in Ursa too.
Ursa the sequel.
Ursa
The
the
Ursaning.
sequel. True.
I just want to say I love how squishy he looks in these sketches by Amy. I just want to grab him and squeeze him. Like, he's so
Thank
cute.
you. That was
He's
the
a
fun
little bit
part because he's a
squishy.
very simple. Yeah, he's a very simple design, so you get to kind of play around with him a lot, and especially with the transformation. And then you see what he becomes, and it's like up to 100.
He's very different.
Yes.
I think I did most of the design on the monster. I know Ellie got me this great texture. She painted it out and then used like a liquify tool. So he looks very like miasma-y, but we ended up going for like this sort of vulture raven-esque design with this texture overlay. So the fun part is just kind of playing with how he's almost this big bird-shaped blob, but at the same time, how can we mess with his posing? How can we keep his posing and his silhouette strong despite that?
Yeah, doing the texture for him was like really fun. I just like kind of got some colors and just like went ham with making it look really like toxic looking.
It's perfect.
Toxic
It
is
looks
a
like
great
you got dipped in oil.
Yeah.
Some Dawn detergent that'll take it right out.
Here are some
Oh,
props.
our
Yeah, we
that sad
unfortunately-
story with the backpack.
The backpack.
We had to cut the backpack. We realized it would be a lot more convenient if he just didn't have him. Catherine and Jhanine did a really good cleanup on this and really nice rotation. I think Jhanine did this one. And sadly, we had to cut him out, but he will be forever in our hearts.
We love you, backpack.
We miss you. We miss you every day, backpack. Rest in peace.
But aside from that, the crossbow, arrow, quiver, and the rabbit are all looking great. Pretty excited to work with those. Yeah. Overall, just loving the props, loving the design direction.
Mm-hmm. Props. So many props. All right. Good pitch, guys. Lovely. It's getting stronger and stronger. At first, you're like, we're going to do this constellation thing, and I was like, I don't know about stars. And then I got this shirt. I was like, I got to get the star shirt. And then I got the tattoo. And then I shaved my legs. And then I think I've said too much. But here we go. That looks great. I think if you guys want to work on a lot of forest pans, then get your name in here. A lot of cool colors. So that's it's great how you're kind of pulling from a lot of the stuff that we like, more classical stuff, more painterly stuff, to getting the designs. Now, are those textures going to be in the backgrounds as well, or more textures on the characters and then more hand-painted backgrounds, or what are you thinking?
Both. Our characters have textures assigned to them specifically, and then our backgrounds kind of to like frame the shot. We've used texture to like enhance the framing, along with also painterly backgrounds. So it's kind of like a mix with everything, kind of just whatever fits in terms of layouts, but the characters definitely, they're crispy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They're
I
all
wanted to take some
brick
inspiration from Chowder with that. Like all the characters have their own texture, so that'll be really fun to do.
Yeah, I wanted that mixed media look. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love the distinct feel that it gives our film specifically as well, because especially with rigged animation, it always gets like, it's very clean and it can kind of look the same, especially like even though you have like different, it's all kind of like the flat color and the line. So I think it kind of makes us look a little bit unique in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Also, shout out Aiden, sound guy, Ellie's uncle, music.
Oh yeah, if we're gonna talk about sound and music, I can talk a little bit about that if you guys want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the music I
Please,
had
yeah.
sort of I wanted an original composition for the music. So I kind of just like, how I started was just kind of like I was playing around in GarageBand, just like kind of making stuff up. And my uncle, who does a lot of like really cool music stuff, and he's very talented, I reached out to him and I was like, oh, hey, do you want to help us with the film? And he was like, yeah. And he took it to another level completely. It's like so good. I love it. And we're all really happy with it. So yeah. And yes, shout out to Aiden for helping us with the sound and voicing Orion. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded really good. It's nice and tight, and there's some great stuff. So he's a professional sound engineer or musician, or what's his story?
Just a guy.
Just a guy in a garage with a bunch of electric guitars.
No, I don't know.
He says he's their uncle. I don't know.
Yeah. He does. I think he does like music gigs as well as I know that's not his like main job, but yeah, he does a lot of music stuff. But it is at a very professional level, I think.
Mm-hmm. Now, had the rest of you guys known what the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper were before working on this film? Have you seen them in the sky? Do you know where the North Star is? All that. Vincent saying yes. The rest of you guys, the rest of you Toronto folks that live inside the big stink.
I couldn't navigate my way out of a paper bag, but I know what a star is, so that's a start.
They're up.
So obsessed to have our backpack in our credits. I think we should like have our credits appear out of the backpack.
Have a
So
homage
not-
to him. Bring him back.
We'll have a
Yeah.
Dedicated to
playing if we can get the rights. Yeah, you will be missing.
Constant, are you a star? Are you one of the Star Child children?
I actually didn't know what a star was before this, so I have Ellie to thank.
It's you.
I owe my life.
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I got to tell you or got to teach you what a star is, even though I myself am still a little lost on what it is. I don't know anything about space.
Mm-hmm. You guys all need to go to like
Educational film.
group crossbow shooting, like axe throwing. Do they have group crossbow
That would be
shooting?
great, please.
That'd be so
Yes,
fun.
please. I vote yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's either learning as bears, so I'll go with the first one.
It's either crossbow shooting or furry convention that we have to.
Or both.
Yeah, or
Why not?
both.
Why not do
Or
both?
John just got philosophical on us there. That the first drawings were in the stars. Thanks, John.
True.
Taking deep. And the other thing too, drawing forests and stuff. Have you ever been to Allen Gardens in downtown Toronto? There's the big greenhouses. There's so many good trees and leaves and
Yeah.
things. You should sneak as a group and draw some of that stuff. Get some of those real
Super nice there.
foliages in
Mhm.
there.
We can have a group
Oh,
trip.
Did we talk about this? Like what? Like the setting of our foliage and like landscape.
Like where?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was inspired by like very like Scandinavian kind of forest. I wanted to have a lot of pine trees because pine trees are very very pretty. Yeah, up north, northern Europe.
Yeah, I can kind of see that in the costume too now.
Hmm.
Well done, Amy. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well researched.
Thank you, sir.
Cool. All right. Well, I think we should keep trucking on, and then we'll pull it back with some alumni afterwards. But thank you so much, you guys. Film's really coming together, looking beautiful. So congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Cool, yeah. Thanks, team.
Let's see for a bit. All right. Let's pull in the last director, Lucas. Lucas, come on. Join us. Be one of us. There he is.
Morning. I gotta say, I'm loving the stream so far. You guys are doing crazy great.
Yeah, look at the viewers. You got 63 people. It's
It's insane. Seneca's going viral.
It's off the hook. All the moms
I was
and dads
wondering-
out there.
Could I ask you a big favor?
Yes.
Me and some homies, we're watching the stream right now. We're getting really passionate. We also made a film this semester. Do you mind if we show it right now live on the Seneca channel?
Hey, you know what? You just randomly come into this here Zoom, and I'll let you do it as long as you introduce it.
You're not gonna regret this. Okay, so dreams are coming true right now. Let me set the scene. Two bats, a father, Durst, and his son, Deacon, set out on an epic quest to defeat this big, scary beast set on destroying their home village. If you can set the scene, this is Slay It, Son.
Okay, and we set the scene, so we're gonna watch that. Where did you come up with such a thing? Bats and a beast.
I love epic video games, and I love Shadow of the Colossus, and that was the main inspiration.
Uh-huh.
Big epic creatures and little tiny guys that have to defeat them.
All right. All right. Well, we're going to check this out. A couple bats going after a big old thing. You guys are watching right here on the 2D stream.
Oh my gosh, is he eating an eyeball?
Back.
Is he eating
Wait
an
a minute.
eyeball in this?
We're back. We're back, guys. Guys, you're delayed. We're in the future, and we're
That's it. It's over.
we're live. Yeah.
It's done.
Holy crap. Whoa.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And you had the voice in there too. Slay it, son.
Yeah.
It was great. That was a lot of fun. And to dispel the mystery, Grace did the music. But it's not about Grace yet. We're going to say, Lucas, you're the director. What else did you do?
Hi, my name's Lucas. I'm the director, and I did a lot of storyboarding. I'm going to send it over to my number one bub, Kennedi.
Hello, that is me. I am Kennedi. I am a production coordinator, co-layout lead with Althea, who could not be here because she's getting lasers jammed into her eyeballs. But she will be good by next week. She also worked on layout with me, and then I think that's all I did outside of some rigging stuff. I will toss it over to our main man, Griffin.
Hello, I'm Griffin. I mainly helped with the boards. I had some say in the character design stuff, but mainly the boards. And later on in the next semester, I'll be working on animation and layouts. Helena, you're up.
Hey, I'm Helena. I worked on storyboard. I did a bit of character design.
and I plan to do animation next semester. And I will introduce Grace.
Thank you so much, Helena. So I'm Grace. Hello, I'm the rigging lead. I rigged a couple props and I'm rigging the main characters as well. I also produced music for the very first time. Yay, but hopefully by the debut next semester, it'll be sounding a lot better. So I'd like to toss it over to Joe.
Oh, so I'm sound and comp lead, which you're gonna see more of that during production. I also am rigging the Beast, and I also did a few bits of prop designs. So I'm gonna toss this over to Anthony.
Hello, I'm Anthony. I've been mostly working on storyboards and gonna be working on animation and 2D effects, and I'll pass it on to Ben.
I'm Ben. I'm animation lead, but for this term I was mainly helping with the storyboard, more specifically the cliff and the geyser scene.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm excited to see your animation because there's a lot of very interesting animation in this. Did we get through everybody?
Yeah.
Is that everybody?
Did we mention Althea?
Yeah, so.
we did.
Just
Yeah, we mentioned Althea.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, great, guys. Well, let's show some art and talk a little bit about it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Okay. Can you see that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's all say the title on 3. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Slay
it, son!
So sweet, yeah. 2 bats, a father and son duo, set off on a thrilling quest to vanquish an otherworldly beast. Big inspirations were a lot of video games and a couple of movies. I love Shadow of the Colossus. Just like epic, huge monsters and tiny little characters that have to scale them to defeat them. I love father and son stories as well. Stoic and Hiccup are a great example. Atreus and what's the god of War's name? Kratos. Yeah, you know, his son and the god of war. Yeah, and we also took a lot of inspiration from real life Norwegian countries. We looked a lot at Iceland and Greenland. Our film has a lot of ice. Turns out Iceland does not have ice. I learned that halfway through making the film. That was embarrassing. Let's jump into some character development. This right here, this is one of our first drawings of the beast. We had to tone it down. We had to simplify it because we knew that we were going to draw the sucker a billion jillion times. I want to pass it to somebody else. I want to pass this over to Griffin. You and me, as well as Althea, went over the beast like a million times. Can we talk about like what we were looking for when we were trying to figure out what the beast was going to look like?
Yeah, so we had to figure out if we wanted to rig it, hand draw it, or maybe get someone from 3D. But I think rigged was definitely the best option, so we had to simplify it significantly. So I think the first few passes are the right side actually. Yeah. So I don't think we took like just that head shape, that nice like Hollow Knight head shape was just
yes.
It's
I never even
iconic.
told you it was Hollow Knight, and you knew what it was.
Yeah, of course. We definitely need to keep that. It also kind of like the horns go with the ears with the bats. So it's like nice silhouette against the bats. Yeah. What else? Dern's used to be a ball, as you can see in the middle, or on the left now, and he looked kind of kooky. He didn't really look like a father figure, so we went with more like a square base shape, so like a foundation, because he's his father.
What else did we fight about? Did we fight a lot about
the knees?
The knees. We fought a lot about the knees.
For
that
sure.
Was a big there was a lot of tension about the knees, about how long they should be, about whether we should have actual knees in there or they just be hidden like a penguin.
Yeah, there's just so much walking. We definitely needed that conversation.
But for the most part, yeah, go for it.
Also the backpack straps.
The backpack straps. The stupid ass backpack straps. We were like, should he have straps? And someone was like, yeah, he's got a backpack. And someone was like, no, it gets in the way, it's stupid. But yeah, So that's a lot of the character stuff. Let's go to the props. I'm going to hand this one off to Kennedi, then Joe, and then Grace can talk a little bit about the props.
Yeah, we all kind of had a hand in props. A lot of the stuff that we did for rigging is still work in progress, but we're pretty much done. I think we're on the track to be ready to animate for next term. Yeah, so I worked on the fish. Lucas designed it, and then I also worked on, I guess I rigged the borders, but we haven't used those yet. Like the little, I mean, they're on the screen right now, the runes that change throughout the film, if you were paying attention. I also rigged Durst, our main character, who is, I mean, we don't see him here, but obviously, yeah, there he is, our little man. So I rigged him as well. And then, can you go back to the previous, or the next slide? Thank you, sir. Yeah, Joe worked on a lot of these designs. I'll pass it over to Joe, and you can go ahead and continue.
Yeah, initially I didn't plan on doing any of this, but then work piled up and I was like, alright, I guess I'll do it. So I did the butterfly rotation as well as the scroll. And I also did the rune designs. Those were fun because I just took the scenes and then I simplified them to be one single symbol and then have it repeated. So it encapsulates what the scene is trying to show. That's basically it.
Very nice. Very cool. Grace, you're working on the beast rig. Do you want to talk a little bit about, or sorry, you're working on the deacon rig. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of fun. We're doing two separate rigs. So the part where he dances, that's going to be an entirely different file because it would get too chuggy, but I'm going to chop the legs off and bring it over to the version with the coat anyway. Yeah, it's cool. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, bro. Layouts and location. This one is probably going to be a major part of our film due to how many different places they go to. And unfortunately, Althea is not here right now because she's blind. So I'm going to get Kennedi to talk about, who is the co-lead on the layouts, to talk about what we're going for. What the heck is going on with that layout in the bottom right corner? Where's that?
That got cut partially because Barney didn't like the scene. No, I'm kidding. Partially because the scene was a little unnecessary. And we also determined, after doing that rough pass of the layout, we determined that that was entirely too much work to do for one setting. So we cut that. But it's pretty cool, regardless. Otherwise, these are just kind of some rough stuff. Obviously, we're not in full production yet, so we haven't really started any full 100% backgrounds. But we're going for a very, like, we're also kind of looking at Cartoon Saloon for reference, almost like Song of the Sea in some spots. But we want things to feel very cold, very blue. If you go to the next one, there's some really great color studies and also an interior design that Althea did, but she's unfortunately not with us at the moment.
She's not. She's not dead.
She's not
She's
dead.
not dead. She's alive.
She's just
She had an accident with a washing machine earlier.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, she did some really great work. She also did all of our color stuff too, which I think is the next slide.
Oh my god.
And she's been killing it, honestly. It's a shame she's not here, but she will be here for the next one, hopefully. So, yeah, these are all really great breakdowns. There's the color palette kind of changes as things go on. At least that's the intention. It's harder to read in the storyboard because, unlike Ursa, we didn't have time to color ours. But yeah, hopefully by the final product, you'll see all of these colors in the film.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we do that ending part, I would like to go to Anthony and Ben because those guys did a bunch of rigging work. Let me just drop that right quick up here.
Right, cool.
Anthony, Bud, Scooter, can you tell me a little bit about the scene that you did here, and how is this scene different from every other scene in the short? What about the camera?
The camera is always moving in this one. That was really annoying to figure out. You got a whole like rotating camera in this one. That was pretty funky stuff. This scene, we redid it a bunch of times. Had to scrap it a number of times. Lucas had some awesome ideas, but we got some advice from Barney, changed it up, but I think it turned out really dope. I think it's awesome now. So
What's your favorite part of this scene specifically?
definitely when the fish shows up, does a little flip, shoots out. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Most
sweet.
fun.
If I can shoot it up to an insane board artist that just like kept bringing back the cleanest work every time.
So
Hey,
good.
Benjamin, tell us about your process working on the scene.
It was a lot of fun. Really loved the parallaxing kind of deal, as well as making the characters move. I kind of went a little bit overboard with animating a couple of the scenes. So, especially the hopping scene, you can definitely tell I went a little too far with it, but I just wanted to make sure it all flowed nicely.
Yeah, we were all really pissed because this makes everything else look so much worse because you animated every part of this.
How dare you?
Yeah, the
Good.
stick movement. Yeah, this scene's awesome.
Yeah.
And if we can finish off with a scene that like contrasts all the other ones. Helena, you worked on that sullen cave scene where Deacon's down in the dumps. Do you want to talk about that? Yeah.
Yeah, when I was assigned this scene, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to act these characters. Like, I had a lot of fun. This is like it's like a little heartfelt kind of scene. You know, he's all sad. The dad's eating the eyeball and he's wanting to like cheer up his son, and he's sticking the eyeball in his head. He's trying to cheer him up.
It's a classic, bro.
Yeah, you know what you do when your son is down in the dumps. You put an eyeball on your face.
You weren't going to do storyboards at all, but we started like really falling behind. And I was just like, Helena, I need you to just jump in on one scene. Just please do this. If you don't feel good about it, fine, and we'll look great and clean it up later. You killed it though. Like, we should have had you from the beginning doing boards.
Thanks, man. I don't know, I had a great time. It was a great challenge. It was a cool experience. I think I learned a lot, and I think it's grown a lot from its original state that it was in when I started.
Very, very good. And if I may, just the last one that was the most heartbreaking. Griffin, tell us about the bridge scene.
Yeah, so it got cut. It just wasn't working as well as the rope bridges. We had a scene with a waterfall and a tree coming down, falling on Deacon. A classic gag, but it just didn't work for our film.
Yeah, that was really rough because I think you did 5 different revs during 5 weeks before we cut that thing.
Yeah, that's the best part, right?
Yeah, just keep coming back over and over again, and you always you never complained, and you're like, all right, let's just shoot again.
Yeah, of course.
Amazing.
Yeah, but I think that's the strength of this film too. Is you guys did so much and threw out so much, and you really found what the film was about and what the characters are about, and you got to dive into them a little bit deeper. I think than the first level. They were walking, they were doing a thing, and now you're getting into the acting and the personality and how they're interacting and how they're trying to cheer each other up. Because you didn't even have that eyeball gag until that was one of the last ones you got in there too. And Lucas is like, "Oh, he's gonna put an eyeball in his eyeball where he doesn't have one," and that came. I guess you had that idea for a while, but you never had it in there.
Did have that idea, and I brought it up to Joe, and I brought it up to Helena. I said, "What do you think about this?" And they said, "That's dumb. That doesn't suit the character."
Hey,
No,
we
you listen. I said this is a great idea.
Crazy. That's not true.
You said no.
We didn't say that.
Deep down, I always thought it was funny. I wasn't sure if it was appropriate for the tone,
Yeah.
but I think it's a nice break in tension. So, it's good. It's good.
Good job.
There you go.
There we go. It's gonna come. It's gonna come get him, and then he dances it out. So Lucas, dancing. Why dancing though? Are you a dancer yourself? What's the story?
I'm a bit of a dancer myself. Over COVID, to relax the stress in my body, I would dance in my parents' basement. And I've been dancing a little bit more in this apartment that we have here, and I've been getting complaints from the people downstairs.
What's your jam? What do you dance to?
A little bit of everything. So far, there was one song specifically that I've been dancing a lot to that might make an appearance later on from a professional artist. But that remains to be seen about whether it could make an appearance in a certain film.
So then once this is all done, are you gonna host a dance party for everybody?
Oh, God, yeah. You kidding me? Absolutely.
And are leg warmers optional or mandatory?
Mandatory.
Okay. All right, well, you heard it here, folks. There it is. I think we're gonna leave it at there, and we're gonna pull in the alumni. I'm gonna ask you guys, the audience at home right now, what was your favorite film? Overall, it could be anyone. I mean, it could be for a number of reasons, but let's just throw that poll out here. What we're gonna do next. By the way, great job, you guys. I think that was a fantastic film. It's one of my top 4 favorites from this year. That's for sure. I'm not even lying. I can't even lie about that. But what we're gonna do now, get out of here. You guys get out of here. Thank you. We'll come back in. Good job. Good job. We'll give them some DJ air horns. What we're gonna do is a new segment here where we're gonna pull in some of the alumni from the past of Seneca 2D's program. So we have some of the latest and greatest, some directors from last year, some directors from the year before, some rogue ones from right down the line. So we're gonna pull in some people to see if they can figure out this technology and pop in. So if you're in here, if you're one of the people, one of the chosen ones, the directors of the past, pop in. Come on in. Who do we got? Hey, there's Brenna.
Hello. Hello.
Welcome, Brenna.
How's it
Welcome.
going, Barney?
It's going great. Welcome to have you, Kristen. You're in Ottawa. You're just finding Wi-Fi.
Montreal.
In Montreal. Just visiting, or what are you doing? Just in a random kitchen?
No, I'm on a little adventure. You guys know Layla, right?
Yeah.
Layla's, taking a nap, but we're just having a little Montreal adventure.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And Brenda, where are you right now?
Doing? I am in my apartment in Toronto with my rats.
Perfect. And that's intentional. The rats are intentional.
Absolutely, they are.
And we got Rael. Welcome, Rael. Where are you right now?
I'm in Winnipeg.
Fantastical.
Mhm.
How's the cold out there? Is it chilly yet?
Oh, yeah. No, it's -13, but it really is the wind that makes it. So.
Cuts right to the bone. And Keelan,
Mhm.
how you doing? Where are you at?
Not too bad. I'm in my basement in Toronto, in not so cold Toronto.
No. No, not yet. Not till it breaks. Your hair looks fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. It's,
Right.
I'm, I've aged, so it's just gone all white.
I know. Me too. Me too, but for real. Not Werner White, but it's getting there. All right, so Kristen was one of the directors from last year. If you want to watch any of these guys' films, they're actually right here on Seneca 2D. You just scroll down into films and you go through. So you guys just introduce yourselves a little bit more, what films that you worked on. And do shout outs. Oh, and Austin's here too. Welcome, Austin.
Hello.
Austin, you in
Hi,
Toronto?
Austin.
In Toronto, or where are you at?
I'm in Toronto as well, yeah.
Okay. Let's start with Christian. Christian, what was your film? Tell us about it.
Hey, so I directed Half of the Way, the Rockstar film. Cool. It's basically about this like trio of musicians, and it was kind of inspired by like I love music a lot, so I wanted to make like a whole film about music. This whole trio goes across the desert to kind of going to different like concerts and venues and trying to rise to fame, but it kind of gets to their head a bit. Yeah, there's a lot more to the film, but I guess you can go watch it.
Yeah, go check it out.
Yeah, it's cool. I worked really hard on it.
You did, and you had some crazy 3D in it last year. It was wild.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I caught. Is anyone doing 3D this year in their films?
We got some, not as crazy, I don't think, as what you guys have done, but we do have a little bit. All right, let's throw it down to Keelan. Keelan, you were last year as well.
Yeah, no, I last year I directed Mutterseelenallein, which was the one, or people would just say, oh, the German film, and it was about a man who was living on his own with a wolf dog in an isolated community and kind of hiding a bit from his from adventuring out from beyond the confines of this home he'd built for himself and kind of trying to build himself up over those fears. And yeah.
Okay, great. Check it out. Mutterseelenallein. I can finally say it. I said this to the class the other day. I'm like, I'm finally can pronounce Keelan's film.
And I'm not even here and
you
you're
don't have to
saying
do
it.
it. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's throw it to Ray next.
Hi, I'm Riel. I'm the director of Drag Date, another film from last year. It's about a vampire that's going on her very first date with a girl she really likes, and unfortunately she runs into a monster hunter and has to figure out how she's gonna be able to make this a successful date while also avoiding the monster hunter.
Great. And your film has won a couple of awards already, hasn't it?
Um, we've
You've been in a couple of film festivals.
Yeah, we've been in quite a few film festivals. We went to the Ottawa Film Festival. We've been to a few Manitoban ones, a few smaller LGBT Q plus festivals around the world. I think we've had a few US ones. I think we were recently accepted to a Vancouver one. So yeah, we're having fun with the festival.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank
All
you.
right. And then we're going to go to, let's go to Brenna next. Tell us about your film.
I directed Umbra in 2017. It's about a shadow creature who discovers that he can eat light, including from a bunch of friendly fireflies, and he starts doing this to the entire world. And he has to understand why this is the consequences of that. It's been a long time since I looked at Umbra, but it's nice to think of it again.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's a great film. That balance. You got to strike that balance. Maybe it's a metaphor. Maybe it's a metaphor for this pandemic. No, it's not as.
Oh God, no.
It's not as big of a metaphor for the pandemic as Tally's film. Tally, get in here. Get off your couch. Get into the chat. And then we're gonna throw it to Austin.
Hey, so I was also one of the directors in 2017, and I did One Hell of a Party, which was about two college roommates who accidentally summoned a demon using glitter glue right before their first ever college party, and they had to figure out what to do about that when he threatens to take their souls.
Great. Fantastic. What great films. And if you guys haven't seen them, go check them out. They're longer. Some of them got really long. Austin's I think was the longest film we've ever done. It was
Austin's was like 12 minutes.
It wasn't 12, but it was definitely 8.
9 or 10.
Definitely 8. Yeah. All right. So let's throw it to you guys here. The reason you're here is you watched the films. What's working? What wasn't working? Did you get confused by anything? Is there anything that they can touch up? And just jump in any film you want. Talk about it now. This is all about helping the crew. It's not about playing favorites. It's about beating the confusion out of these films with an iron fist. So go for it. And we can, if you want to pick a film and go for it. If there's a shot that didn't work, if there's something that didn't work, we can throw it up and talk about it.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say, because I like had previously looked at a few of the Leicas like early on, and they've tightened up so much, and like they're really really cleaned up and like looking great. There's like very few things I was really picking out. Like there's maybe a few like nitpicks here and there only for what I was picking up. One thing I really love, Laundro Monster is really fun. There's one thing at the end I noticed in that very last scene when it shows like the kid now on the board with all the missing posters, and I think at the end the mother walks past and grabs a wanted poster of herself. And I noticed, was that it? Because I kind of caught that and I thought that was really funny, but I didn't like register because he was very fast. And so I was thinking that might be a really fun thing to kind of like even push it a little more into the frame, or like so it's a little more noticeable, because it would kind of offer a little extra kind of mystery at the end.
Yeah, she was banned from the laundromat for destroying washing machines, but she snuck in to put up a poster of her own daughter who was missing.
Okay. Because in my head I was like, oh, is that like not her kid even? She was... But yeah, no, it was fun. Like I thought that was like a nice little thing. You could even like push a little more, and yeah.
Okay. It's good. Good detail. Anybody else? Little details or thoughts?
I guess I could say,
Oh no, you go ahead.
Okay. I did like Laundro Monster a lot as well. That whole side plot thing was cool. You beat me to it, Keelan. I was actually going to talk about that. But it's okay. I have another thing I wanted to talk about, which was, I think, in Slay It Sun, which is looking really cool. It definitely got tightened up a lot from the Leicas I saw before. I was also stalking all of the film Leicas. I think you guys changed one part that I really liked, where the characters were catapulted, and for a moment it looked like they didn't make it to the ledge, but then the guy with the axe like grabs onto the ledge and pulls himself up. I think you guys just changed it to you see him automatically like get on the ledge and he's fine. But I think I liked it more before, where you weren't sure if he made it or not, and you saw the axe come up. I don't know if that was changed recently or what, but I just wanted to say I liked it how it was earlier, I guess. There's kind of a suspenseful moment there.
Interesting.
But yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Okay. Because I kind of felt the opposite. I was like, oh, just hit it on the beat and land on that, and then you don't have to spend that time coming up there. But it's interesting to say that you like that, too.
Because my thought was like, make a lull in the music. Just like have the music kind of stop there. You don't know what's going on, and then the music can start right back up when he's grabbing on. But yeah, that was just me.
It's hard because they want to use an actual track from a band, so that was temp music.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if that was their own or not.
Yeah. But it's a good point, and I respect your guys' thoughts. So awesome. Other thoughts?
This was my first time like getting to consume these, which is really cool. So they're still very fresh. The context about the music being temp music in Slay It Sun is good. I really like Slay It Sun. It gives me like Mau Mau Heroes of Pure Heart vibes. If you guys have seen that, it made me feel that a lot. It moves very, very, very fast, and I think that this is mostly intentional because you guys want to show a lot of very speedy action and you want to get a lot in there. It almost in some points was, I feel like maybe it would benefit from some like breathing moments occasionally, just because sometimes I was like, wow, this is a lot going into my eyes at once. So I think that's something to keep in mind. I haven't seen the previous Leicas, but just as a first time consumer, it made sense and it was a lot of fun. But that was something that it might be worth thinking about if you're doing future stuff.
Yep, that's good points. And then there is some of that too. I think when because it's a barrage and they have so much stuff. They have like over 50 backgrounds and whatnot. How many backgrounds did you have, Jackie Date? Real?
Kennedy, did you count it up?
Jackie Date was like I think 74 or something.
74.
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere in the 60s or 70s. It was quite a bit.
Yeah, you guys had the most background, I think, I remember.
Okay, well then you guys probably still win on that. But yeah, when the boat comes down and then they're under the water with the sea monster, then we put a little bit more time. Then the blood comes up and whatnot. But it's good. You got to have fast moments and you got to have slow moments. So 100%. Ray or Austin, you want to throw in? Or if you want, I can try to throw up the Leica too and scrub through to the part that you want to talk about as well. If you want to do that.
I guess I had a thought about Ursa. I also want to say that all these look so solid every year. I feel like they get so much like tighter and cleaner every time I see them. Like, God, these are like production boards. These aren't even student boards anymore. Like, it's insane. So I'm impressed with everybody's work so far. Also, the designs are all so good in every film. They're all so appealing and fun. But I jumped in actually, not having gotten if there's any like description about Ursa, because I missed that part, and then I jumped in just as it was starting, so I didn't know anything about it at all. And at first, I was a little bit like, "Wait, what is happening?" Because it got very magical suddenly, where I didn't know it was going to get magical. And I think if you felt like it, this is just a suggestion to throw out there. If there's some way in the very beginning to include something a little bit to lead into the idea that there is going to be like these really wild sort of magical creature scenes later on, just to like soften that, because I was suddenly like, oh wait, now this bear has like a thing on its head. Oh, now this is happening. I was kind of like not sure where it was going in terms of how crazy it was going to get.
Yeah.
Unless that's your intention, which is also cool. But yeah, I was thinking about that. So I thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, the setup and the world building. That's cool.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Go.
I agree with that. I thought it was like, if you wanted to do something like that, it might help add to your world building. I really liked Ursa. I really liked the magic and the whimsy of it, and I know how hard it can be to kind of build that kind of world and get people to understand the kind of elements that you're going to put into it. It's all going to look really cool. I'm thinking of things that could help all these guys, but I'm just really impressed.
I'm
overall.
kind of the same. I had kind of been like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna like pay attention and like maybe try and like see if there's anything. And after a while, I just stopped like thinking, and I was like, oh, these are really just so good looking. Like they're, yeah, really.
That's great. That's the best compliment, because if you guys aren't getting confused and you're getting pulled into the stories, then that's exactly what they want.
Yeah. Laundro Monster traumatized me, and when I do my laundry tomorrow, I'm going to be upset about it.
Yeah, so many guts in there. Gross. You'd think somebody would be like, that back laundromat smells like cooked beef. Somebody's got to do something about that.
Just another Saturday at the laundromat.
Mm-hmm. They all smell like cooked beef. All right, Ray, what are you going to say?
Oh yeah, I wrote a few down for each film, but I think overall some really awesome stuff, and I'm really excited to see how they turn out. I don't know if I should just say one or if I should say
go
a
from
little
all.
bit about
Yeah.
each one. Okay, awesome, yeah. So for Laundro Monster, I thought it was really fun, and there was some fun pacing. I think for me, like as someone who works a lot with non-narrative stories, I think it was interesting seeing the narration in this one, but I wasn't fully sure if it was something that was necessarily needed. I think there was some really awesome points where I think, the narration did shine with the everything belongs in the laundry. But I also think that you could possibly do that without the narration in maybe it's the slogan for the building, for the laundromat itself. I think sometimes I think there was just with the narration and the action, there was maybe a little bit of you were already visually showing us what was happening and you could understand, but then hearing the narration also say it, I think maybe felt a little bit conflicting. But I do think that it added a sense of whimsy. So that's just something I'm throwing out there. I don't know. For Sik Faan, I think there's I think I think you can really do some really awesome emotional work there. And I'm really excited to see what y'all do. I think there was, in regards to things that I was thinking about, maybe I really wanted to see a bit more shots with the two of them in there. So maybe a few over the shoulder shots. More shots of maybe even the three of them together in there. I think especially in the shot where the father looks up and sees the mother, who's actually the son. It would almost be nice to see a shot of the three of them together, almost having the mother kind of passing on to be like, hey, here's your son is still here, and you have this family here together. I think you can have some really good emotional fun with this, and I think a lot of that's going to come down to the acting and animation. So I think that'll be a really big thing. And for Ursa, sorry, kind of going on. I think something I would love to hear or learn a little bit more about with the character is the drive. I think it would be interesting. I guess I was a little confused with the motivation. I know he was doing it for his family, but in the end, I wasn't sure how he made his family proud. And something I was thinking about was maybe he goes against what his family does, and that's something that's really good in the end. Maybe the monster is pollution, and by killing these bears, he is helping to destroy the environment, and he realizes, no, that's not what I want. That's not what my family is about, and maybe he tears it up in the end, to give that sort of that sense of he's choosing what's right in the end. But I think there's really a lot of like fun and whimsy that's a part of that I really love about it. And Slay It Son, I think there's some really awesome stuff in there. I think it's really exciting and engaging. And I think there's really strong character plots in there that are like really engaging, and it really makes you like care about the characters. And some great dynamic shots. I think there was only like a few timing things at the beginning where it was maybe a little bit slow. I think is when they were heading onto the bridge between where it starts at the beginning, and there's a shot that I think goes back and then back again, which felt a little bit snappy. But I think just other than the timing stuff, yeah, that's what I would say about that one. But yeah, no, really awesome films, really strong animators and board artists and designs. Like these are going to be really some awesome films this year, and I'm really excited to see what everyone does with them.
Thanks, Ray. Great thoughts. Great synopsis. When it's going back and forth, you're saying when we're cutting to the little guy watching the bugs on the mushroom? Is that?
Not on the bridge, but I think that it's right before they go on the bridge. It's right when the father like leads him onto the bridge. There was a shot where it was very fast. I can't remember exactly, but I remember just getting disoriented slightly between when they when they were just standing around and they were heading onto the bridge.
The rope bridge when.
Yes.
Okay.
At the very beginning, yeah.
All right, we'll check that part out. Some bug boink. Anything other thoughts? And I guess directors too. Everybody's listening into here. Directors, I'd like you guys to think about if there's one question that you have for these guys, and you can ask it in about 2 minutes and pop in here. What's that question? Is there something that you're not sure about? Is there something that's unclear in a certain spot? Is there colors that you would change, or there's a different look that you're thinking? Think about what you would ask these talented directors of the past, these fossils, these living fossils. Cool. Let's do another go around. So then, is there anything that was not clear or could be tightened up on any of the films?
There's one thing actually I was thinking of just in terms of I really like the emotion going on in Sik Faan. Like I thought it was really touching. There's one thing that I kind of had a thought of while watching it, and I know it's shown later of when he's making gets the idea to make the final dish for his father, Lee. And I thought it would be really nice if towards the start we actually saw a bit more of him having a connection of cooking to his mother. Because he does go into cooking, he's making a lot, and he's obviously very passionate. He seems very passionate about it, and so I thought it would be kind of a really another nice emotional nod to kind of he's doing this as something also that he knows was something that his mother used to do, and if he feels a connection to her through that, maybe it would be kind of a nice nod then to put something like that in.
Mm-hmm. How would you do that?
I had kind of I had thought maybe even a flashback or some parallels you could show in a way of him of the mother doing something like that, or even just show something a bit earlier on because he has the memory of his mother making that dish.
Once he has the cookbook.
Once he has the cookbook, but maybe even something a bit earlier on to tie that in of his motivation for cooking. But yeah.
Does it make sense that his dad hallucinates his mom on top of him? Or is that weird? Because the son puts the bowl down and the father looks at the son's hands, but it's the mom's hands. And then he follows the mom's hands up and it's his wife smiling hey. And then it crosses all, and then it's the son. And you're like,
I think it's weird so much. Because there are a lot of times where people will see kind of similarities in their loved ones, and especially when somebody has passed on, you tend to see a lot of connections in those things in parallels.
Yeah, your mother's eyes and that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I think that was a nice little moment for that.
Okay. Cool. That's good. Good thoughts. Thank you, Keelan. Strong ones. Anybody else? Little thoughts?
Yes, I wanted to kind of jump on that. If
Yeah.
you're worried that it looks too much like he's or that the mom is a ghost in front of her son, or if you're worried it looks weird, honestly, just matching up things like maybe the features on the face where like the eyes are in the exact same spot when it fades to the sun, just to make it very clear that it's like he's seeing her in him in a way might make it less weird if that's what you're worried about.
I'm just wondering. We had Thalia looked at it and she thought that was maybe weird and should not have that. Just have the son put it down, and then he sees his son maybe for the first time at that point. And he's like, "You're cooking that? She cooked that." So,
I mean, it would all depend on, I guess, all the directors, like how they feel about it too, because I think it could work easily. I've seen lots of stuff like that before.
Yeah.
If you're worried that it feels too weird, it could just be a thing of taking a slightly subtler approach. Like maybe he does see his wife's hand, or the mother's hand, like putting the bowl down, but when he looks up at it, it's his son. But maybe make it clear that at first he does think it's someone else until he sees it's his son, kind of thing.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's how
But
much.
at the same time, it didn't bother me, so I don't know. I was just
Yeah.
throwing ideas out there in case you do want to approach it that way.
Yep, that's good. Was there something else you wanted to jump onto as well, or just that point?
I think there might have been, but I've already forgotten what I was thinking.
Okay, good. Anybody else want to jump on anything? Christian?
I guess I have one small thing, but it's not really. I don't know. I don't know what I really want to say about it, but I really liked Ursa. I think that was the one film I'm really looking forward to, and I think towards the end there's like that fight scene with the big monster and the bear and the guy. I think I was just like a little disoriented maybe at some parts, but
Of where they were?
Of where they were, yeah, maybe. But it's hard to say. Like I don't know. It's just I think I could like scroll back a bit to see again what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And the bear knocks into the monster. I wasn't sure what exactly he hits. I think it's a tree, but maybe that part could be a bit more tightened up. But otherwise, like it was really good. I love how it ends and everything.
Mm-hmm. They had some flopped access stuff in there that they were just fixing, because they're like on a cliff and then they go out and then they had it differently where they were running along the side, but it was changing kind of the direction that the character was going. So they like the forest is one way and the cliff is the other way. So it started mixing up. But go back and watch that afterwards. Like once the stream is done, go and scroll around and see if it makes sense, because I think it is slightly still weird, but I think having a little touch on that would be great.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm sure it'll turn out great. I'm super with it.
Uh-huh. All right, let's pull in the directors. So you guys pop in, join this, and you're going to ask each one question. Is there something unclear that you want resolved right now in front of our live studio audience? Take it away, anybody. Where's Lucas? Okay, who wants to go first?
All the feedback.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I appreciated the feedback, and I agree with like a lot of the comments. Like, we're still trying to figure out if we think it's weird that the mom dissolves into son, or if there's a clear way to show that, or a less weird way to show that. We kind of have like half people saying that we like it, half people being like doesn't bother me. So we'll see what we can do with that. But I appreciate the feedback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can try a toned down version. And also, it's your film, so you can do whatever you want. You can say, you know what? It's the mom. They see the mom. And that's going to be the film, and no one will know. No one will see the Leicas. No one will watch this. They'll watch the final film, and they'll say, that was weird. No, they'll say that was beautiful. And they'll cry. They're going to cry their little eyes out. My God. So great. Anything else, Jamie, that you want to ask? Is there anything else that you're like, oh, I don't know if this is working, or if this should be tightened, or if, you know, the direction is working, or timing?
Not right now. I feel like I have to let this settle in, sink in a little bit, and then maybe ask them afterwards. And my AirPods just died, but yeah, basically.
Okay. All right. Ellie, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. I just want to say also to just build on Jamie's point. Yeah, I really appreciate the feedback, and we're already kind of talking about it in our Discord about what we can change. Yeah, for the fight scene, I do agree that it is a little choppy and disorienting at times. The tree part, when we had that, I was like, we're gonna have to need a huge tree in order for him to bonk his head realistically. But yeah, we're gonna work on that. I think once we throw in some layouts and kind of work out like where all the characters are and they're moving around, once we get into production, I think that'll be a lot stronger. So yeah, and Rael, maybe I can message you about motivation and stuff if that's still a concern. But yeah, I appreciate the feedback, and we'll definitely take it into consideration. Oh, and the magic stuff. That was an interesting point. Haven't even thought of that actually. Sorry. But yeah, we were talking about that as well. So yeah, thank you for the feedback. Yeah.
Maybe when he shoots the arrow at the bunny, then it actually grows wings, and then you see a really nice bum on the bunny as it flies away.
We can get Noam to help us with that.
Yeah. That was a shout out to well. All right.
Yeah, I was thinking about the pan. Oh, sorry, I keep. Yes.
No, I'm not saying anything important. Just interrupt me. That's great, Ellie, and yeah, totally reach out to Ray. She's a treasure. All right, Mikayla, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Again, as the last two have said, thank you so much for all the feedback. It means a lot. It's so cool to hear you guys talk about them, the films. I think one thing, what you mentioned about the poster, that was kind of a bit of a last minute add-in, because we kind of just drew in like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if like, I mean, the mom just like destroyed a machine. What if we threw in a little wanted poster for laundry misconduct? But having her like rip the sign off at the end was a bit of a last minute change. But yeah, do you think that's a bit that could use a bit more attention to kind of read?
I don't think it needs even that much attention, just if you wanted to, like, even just push it in a bit more even to the frame, because I didn't get to actually read, because I only noticed it when she ripped it off at first. And then like I caught like a tiny glimpse of just wanted and like the photo of her, so I didn't even get to see like, oh, what she wanted for it. So it was even like, just if you wanted to push it in a little more and make it a bit clearer. So
yeah, okay, cool. I think one more thing, the bit where we have Daisy come to the laundromat after dark and it's closed. I think there was a bit of it wasn't clear to everyone that she's coming back and it's closed and it's letting her in. And I'm wondering if there's you have any feedback how to make that a bit more clear that that's what's happening.
That's a great question.
I have a first thought, and it depends on how much time you want to add, because I'm assuming by this point you don't want to try and extend these too much.
Not too much, but you know, we can push it a little maybe.
Yeah, so I noticed, I guess at first she tries to like pry it with her fingers a little bit, right? And then we see the close sign, and I can't remember, does it fall off when the doors open or before that?
It falls off before the doors open.
Okay. I guess like if she was to like try to get in, maybe like bang on the door and then nothing happens and go to turn away and then it goes whoosh on its own, that might be a little like more, because then it's very clear that it's not her effort. It's like, and then she kind of like looks over her shoulder like, oh, okay, and then she goes on in like, okay, cool, I guess I'm going in.
Yeah,
and
like
that
an extra creepy factor in there.
Yeah. Build the tension a little bit.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't take too much time, because I know I know what it's like to be like at a time limit on these and not doing what we're supposed to do with the time limit.
Yeah, we like to push it. Yeah, that helps a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Anybody else on that?
Oh, no, sorry, I was writing something down. Sorry, I got distracted. No, I think that's good. Yeah, thank you so much again. Really cool to hear you guys' words on our leicas so far.
All right. Yeah. Let's throw it to Lucas.
Hello! I have a question.
Yes, Lucas.
Me?
Yeah, bottom row, Lucas.
I think my number one question, we have three. My number one question come from me is, one of the things that Slate's done suffered a lot in the beginning, and Barney can attest to that, is a lack of clarity. Was there anything or multiple things in our film that you watched and you're like, I don't know what this means and I don't know what's happening? Anything at all?
I feel like I can't answer this because I'm too biased, because I've had Helena. I know I'm friends with Helena, so I know like the whole thing, so I can't answer this one. I know too much about this.
A non-biased opinion.
I guess this was my first time seeing it tonight. So yeah, I had no idea going in what it was going to be other than your little like pitch at the start. And there's no point where I was totally lost. I wasn't like, what's happening? There were points where I think it took me a second to catch up with what was happening. And that was mostly in the first half. Nothing major, nothing like crazy, just like moments of like, wait, what? Oh, okay, here, we're going here, or this, that kind of thing. I almost feel like I'd have to sit down and like go back through it again, just to remind myself what parts it was. But it might just be a thing of like tightening things or giving things a little more breathing room. I'd have to take another look though, because I've already like, wait, I know there was something.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I think that's already like the direction that we were taking in terms of what's a little bit harder to understand.
Yeah, like I was saying when we were talking about it, like I basically I knew what was going on and I was having a great time, and especially like once you hit that moment right after they've been in the boat, I think it gets like really, really tight. But especially in like that first third of it, it's going so many things happening to you at once. And I agree that maybe some breathing moments in there, just so people's brains have a minute to be like, oh yeah, this is what is happening now. But like Austin said, I think I'm going to have to go through these and like kind of fine tooth comb them, because watching them here, I was just like, wow, I'm so impressed. So they're a lot of fun. But yeah, like we were saying.
Yeah, I'm super psyched to get that first-hand reaction. That's cool.
First time, hashtag. All right, well, that's it. We're gonna shut it down. If you guys have any other thoughts, anybody out there, but I know, like, you know, some of these guys right here in this very chat are professional board artists, so they can maybe take a look, go through, do some drawovers, slap them back into the chat. Who knows? Who knows? It's amazing the depth that we have here in the old Seneca 2D stream. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, really, to you guys for popping in here and giving back a little bit. We really, really appreciate it. And congratulations. Let's bring in the whole crowd. Everybody come back. Everybody come back. Let's fill up the screen. Let's get 2 screens going. But thank you so much, everybody at home, for watching or watching it later. We really appreciate you watching it, giving your feedback, supporting us here. We really like making cartoons, and we're glad that we can share some of that with you. And kind of this pandemic has enabled us to do some other things that we've never done before. So on behalf of all of us here at Seneca 2D, bye-bye. Thank you. And if you want, come join us in the spatial chat. Some of us are going to pop. I popped a link in the chat. Pop over there. There's a nice little Christmas spot. We'll have a drink and celebrate. We'll see you there. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.